Hey, what's up, guys? I'm gonna give it just a little bit of time for people to come in. What's up, Bruno? Hey, man, it's good seeing you in here every morning. I like that. What's up, man? How you doing? Where you from, bro? Hey, what's up, Jonathan? How you doing, man? All right, just one sec, guys, and then I'll get started. Very, very busy this morning for gappers. Uruguay, South America. Wow, nice, nice. How long have you been trading? Okay, I'm gonna get started here. So there's a lot of stuff setting up from yesterday, and there's a lot of gappers that are basically doing bounce plus gaps. So very ideal for shorts. So let's get right into it. GRNQs. Brian's telling me it's at VWAP. Let's see. What do we got? Ooh, I missed that. I was waiting for this one at VWAP. Well, let's see if there's another pop, maybe close to $2. I'll take it. But let me go through the gappers first, because there's just so much going on right now. It's really hard to it's just really hard to figure everything out. But hey, good morning, Edgar. Raiden, there's a lot to choose from. So I'm just gonna go down the list and just fire them. Isaiah, have I heard of APM? I haven't heard of it before today, but that's one of the gappers. It's up huge, looking at the daily. Obviously there's no volume resistance on the daily, and it's a super low float, so this can do anything. However, looking at the pre-market chart, it's failed. It's had a huge run, 30. Now it's sub VWAP, and it's below the 50, below its 50% pullback. So, APM, HUSA, USEG. This one's actually moving quite a bit, but the big top percent gainers right now, these top three should be decent shorts. However, I have no borrows on TradeZero, and I've been clicking that button to borrow to see if anybody has maybe credited anything, but there's just nothing. So even though these should be decent shorts, I literally have nothing, and I'm not. So you got no shorts, you can't do anything. So whatever. But if you have some APM, HUSA, USAG should be decent. USAG is kind of scary, but I think this is going to go down. But they're very similar charts, except HUSA actually does have some sort of volume resistance before. USEG, I believe it doesn't. It doesn't have anything. So this is a fresh chart, and it's a micro float. So careful on that one. SGLB, this one it's not up a lot right now, but if we can get a push to like 3.5 or 4, obviously that'd be super ideal for a bounce short. Not really up enough right now, but again, this might not come back, but if we test VWAP, and then start failing, then I'll get into it. Mal, hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. Yeah, exactly. USEG is a micro float. So you got to be careful. But I don't have any shares of that available anyway, so I can't touch it anyway, even if I wanted to. MXC finally starting to make a move. Micro float as well. This one can really, really move. You can see 50 mil volume. It moved from $9.50 to 14. So a nice 50-60% morning spike. So that's a huge move. So careful on this one. However, it does have some resistance here, so I would take it in the 10s. JRNQ keeps coming down. Man, that was a nice entry that I missed. Kind of sucks. There's just so much to watch. I can't even focus on everything. It's so annoying. ARTL, this one seems like a coin flip to me. I mean, you can see that, you know, on very light volume, it's, you know, ran and failed, ran and failed, ran and failed so many times. And then this time gapped, ran and failed. So technically, but this was only on 10 million volume, so technically speaking, this should be a good short. But if you're looking at this chart, it's not really like up that much. I mean, it is in comparison to, you know, from yesterday's close. It's up at this point. It's up, you know, 50%, which is, you know, a good move. But it's like, you know, I would want to see it up in the twos, close to the twos, high ones. So if we can get a, you know, a spike or like a test of VWAP, then, you know, I would consider taking it. X, the year is 2045. Alex just removed his hood. That's hilarious, man. Okay, well, dude, check it out. Like, I don't know if I think I've mentioned this before. I'm on the West Coast, man, and it's just 6 a.m. So it's really cold in my house, and so like I don't even have here. There's my there's the hood off. That's funny. Anyway, damn it, I missed my entry on PEG too, but I think we'll get another pop into $8 out of the open. What I'll tell you, so I'm actually currently in started with Sun W. I took it a little bit into this push. This is hold on, guys. You know, let me finish the gappers before I get into the other ones. BRN, same exact setup as everything else this morning, pretty much. A push to 150s would be ideal. So that means just slightly over VWAP, I would take it. LMFA. Ooh, I did not see this move into VWAP. But it can also run, you know. And it started at 10 mil, so no, I'm going to leave it alone and wait for the morning action to settle on this one. I'm not going to take it here, even though this could be a decent entry. However, we don't know what it's going to do. Plus, it's already had 10 mil. So, same bro. I got a blanket wrapped around me. Not gonna grab. That's funny. Yeah. West Coast is the best coast. We wear hoodies with no t-shirts. That's for sure, man. West Coast is the best coast. So many gap, chase and death pre-market plays. Every gapper gets chased up and down. Yeah, exactly. And you know that's what you see. That's what, you know, a lot of the stocks on the market. You know, that's, you know, especially in small cap land, that's all they do. You know, they have nothing to sell really. You know, a lot of these biotechs and stuff. So, you know, how do they keep raising money? Through the stock market. They, you know, register shares to sell. They pump it up and then they dump it, you know, just modern day pump and dumps. And, you know, it's legal. And, you know, if you guys know what you're doing, you guys can, like, take advantage of that. So, now I'll get into what my entries are. So just one second. I think that's all for, I think that's all for the, she's such a long list today. Let's see if there's anything new. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so from yesterday's plays, this is what I'm looking for. You know, yesterday was such a bad day for me. It was my biggest loss. I lost almost $6,000, which is, you know, considering that my biggest day is like 14,000. That's not that bad. But I just traded very, very bad, and I wasn't taking the big picture into perspective, which is, I always look at the big picture first, but I just wasn't. So I lost quite a bit on Sun W and OXBR. I was trying to short it this first green day, not considering that, one, it's its first green day, it's bouncing, and, you know, shorting a move this low, you know, off its high is bad. Shorting it potentially on a third, trying to get a third red day is unlikely. So just all around terrible trading. But now you can see it's had its first bounce, and now it's gapping down. So I would like a retest of these highs and into this consolidation, and then a fade back down, and then eventually it'll probably go back down to $2 sub 2. But this is what I do. So yeah, Edgar, I got squeezed on OXBR yesterday, also big day. Yep, same story here, man. Pre-market chart was set up correctly for a gap and crap. Okay, so here's what I'll say on OXBR, and this is on SPI as well. So there was a very, very, very intelligent algo playing SPI and playing OXBR. So what they did was they would squeeze right up until the halt point, because you have to keep it at the halt point for 15 seconds before it halts, right? So what they did, they would squeeze it up, hold it for like 10 to 14 seconds right at that level, drop it down, reset the halt level, move it up, hold it there for 10 to 14 right before it hits 15 seconds, drop it down, reset it, and so they would just go up and up and up and up without halting. So that's how that you guys can get these crazy moves, and that's what you saw in SPI. It didn't really halt. It did eventually start halting, but they moved it up without halts very, very much. So it was a very smart algo. So that's kind of the market these days. We have a lot of algos now trading small caps, so it gets more difficult to trade those. So it sucks, but at least we get bigger moves, we get bigger range. You just have to stay safe, have a stop on it. But yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so anyway, Sun W, I took it into this push, hoping for a retest of $3. If not, for just like scale into. If not, then I'll just scale into failed momentum. PED I also took because this was like kind of one of the only ones that I had that are shares. The shares were available. As you can see, it's a very nice bounce for 100 mil resistance. It's at $2, so this is very solid setup. And likely fails down to mid ones. So what I do after I look at the big chart, I'll decide what kind of pattern this is, if I like it or not. And what I'll do is then I'm gonna look for an entry. So you never want to short the bottom, right? You want to short either pops or you want to short a VWAP push. So VWAP is pretty important because that's kind of the midpoint or the average price of, and that's kind of where people are deciding what a stock is going to do. So a lot of people will either sell or buy into VWAP, so that's why VWAP is a good place for an entry. Pola, again, same idea as Sun W. Just looking for pops into these levels. PEC moving slightly up, so if I'm really waiting for that $8 level, 8 to 8.50 would be ideal for me. OXBR is failing. Yeah, OXBR is like, you can't really call this an overextended gap down. It's like a, I don't know, gap and crap. Not really, but it's, I don't know, whatever, one and done. But really moved into a move into mid threes would be very nice. Mid threes to $4 would be nice, because that's where a lot of the support came from, and that was the pre-market levels as well. So that's going to be an important level. So if we can get up there, I doubt it. It's probably going to fade lower today, and I don't like going into trades that, or into stocks that it's going to be a good trade, like if it pops up, but like if it doesn't, like it can still offer nice 10, 15, 20% move, but that means you have to chase it down. And a lot of the times, like I'll be like, okay, whatever, I'll just chase it down, but then at 30 minutes into the open, it ends up going to those levels. So now if you don't cut, you're down a lot. So that's why I don't like chasing down. AMBO, this is a good trade from yesterday. I honestly I was up so much on this halt down. I got really excited, and then I opened up and I was break even. Actually, I was down a little bit at these levels. Ended up making, my money, but I got too excited for what this was. This was a fake out. WWR is setting up. It's kind of, you can see it's rebounding off this 250. There's a lot of support pre-market. Huge squeezer yesterday, after hours as well, but I'm looking for a 320 push, and I will short into that and then scale as it confirms on the backside. I have Flux open as well. Flux, I don't have any conviction on either side, plus it's a fresh daily chart, so I'm not going to touch that one. Okay, I think that is it. GALT also had a big move yesterday, but I don't really... It's a breakout on the daily, not a 52-week high, but it's a breakout. Also light volume, 5 mil, so I don't know. Not ideal, but I still have it on watch just in case it starts failing. Okay, guys, I think that I went through everything. There's a lot. I can barely keep track of everything. It's tough. Here's what you guys want to watch out for, though, if you are getting into VWAP. You want to watch out for reclaim. So, you get your first push into VWAP, then you got to wait. Is it going to start failing? So once it starts failing, then, it's a safe entry. But once it does this thing, like on LMFA, where it reclaims and pushes up again the second time, that's probably your entry to get out, because it's probably going to go higher. It could obviously it could still fail, but that's your sign that it's reclaimed and it has a lot more strength than you anticipated. So better be safe than sorry. And if this does crack back down to VWAP, then awesome. But this probably ends up holding and going higher. Thanks, Doc. Yes, it is a new day. You have a good one too, man. Okay, guys. If you guys have any questions, man, it's awesome that the chat today was filled up, so I like that. Thanks for talking, guys, and asking stuff. Yeah, any questions before I go? I'll give it 30 seconds for anyone to ask something. Other than that, yeah, be careful. There's a lot of stuff moving right now. Just try to get a good entry. Don't step in front of stuff. And cut your losses like I didn't on OXBR yesterday. So, all right, guys, later.